Once again, welcome everybody to the Tulsa Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Brad. I am a student here at the Center for Spiritual Living and the Science of Mind. And I like to introduce myself as Bell's sidekick also.
Yeah.
If you see me doing anything, it's from Bell. But, no, I've been a student here for, gosh, I think going on a little over 3 years now. And it's been an incredible journey. And have come a long way from where I was to who I am now, and I'm going to share some of that with you today. And for today, I wanted to start off with reading some dates and see if you might know what any of these dates are. Here we go. April 15th, 1963.
Yeah, I was thinking.
June 11th, 1827. August 9th, 1996. February 25th, 2017. And I'll give you one more. September 16th, 1914. Now, if any of you know what any of those dates are, you're smarter than me because I have absolutely no idea. If those dates have a historical importance, I would not know what that is. However, those dates do have a significance in the fact that that date represents somebody's birthday somewhere at some point in the world.
My brother's. My mom's.
Really? One of those dates was your brother's?
February 25th.
Okay. So at least one person was born on that day, a birthday, and birthdays are about celebrating life. And that falls in line with the theme for this month and my topic for today's talk, celebrating life. And of course, birthdays are a celebration of life, but do we need to have a birthday in order to celebrate life? Can celebrating life be an everyday thing? In my modest and humble opinion, the answer is yes. Life is something that can and should be celebrated every day. As Ernest Holmes states, and for those of you that are new here, Ernest Holmes is our founding father of Center for Spiritual Living, Science of Mind. But as Ernest Holmes states, I am happy, well, and filled with perfect life. I live in the spirit of truth and am conscious that the spirit of truth lives in me. And on that note, I say, let's celebrate life every day. Whether we are blessed to live 10, 30, 50, 80, or even 100 years, every day is a celebration of life. And so how do we do that? How do we celebrate life every day? Do we get to have a birthday party every day? Well, if we do, please let me know. Yeah, I would love that. But perhaps not in the literal sense with cakes, balloons, party hats, and ice cream. And oh, by the way, if anyone wants to get me ice cream, I prefer cookie dough.
Write that down, bro.
In case anyone wants to get me a scoop. So perhaps not celebrating life every day in the literal sense, but what about celebrating life every day in the spiritual sense? How do we celebrate life every day from a spiritual perspective? A lot of great minds and great thinkers throughout history, a very current one, Michael Singer, who some of you may know his name, author of Untethered Soul and The Surrender Experiment, but also our own Science of Mind philosophy, teach that the way to celebrate life every day is through the implementation of one word, one very simple word: surrender. 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 I'll say that again, surrender. Now, does this mean we quit or we give up or anything like that? Because sometimes people think that's what surrender is, but no. Surrender here means simply to accept whatever is going on in your life as the work of Source, the work of Spirit, the work of God. From our our monthly notes that we get with Science of Mind, what if we were to surrender to spirit itself entirely? This is what it takes to live life out loud. LOL. Live life out loud. Not laughing out loud, it's living life out loud. When we surrender our doubts, our falsehoods, our fears, our insecurities, we free ourselves to live life out loud in celebration. And when we do that, every day becomes a day to celebrate the simplicity and beauty that life is in and of itself. When I was studying this concept of surrender, another way that I looked at this that helped me to understand this better was a smaller word. That word is okay. And so be okay with everything that is going on in your world. This is what full acceptance and true surrender to source looks like. To be okay with everything, not just some things, but everything, and not just some of the time, not when life is easy, but even when life is hard, to be okay even when life is hard, to be okay with life the way it is going all of the time, to be okay with all that is happening around you. And when you begin to fully surrender to life, to become okay with everything that is going on in your world, you then reach a plateau, what I like to call, you reach a plateau of life itself, where you are not only fully embracing life, but you are being your true self. You are being your true nature. You are being love. And in this instance, you are accepting love completely in your life, remembering that love is everything and everywhere. Another way of saying that source is everything and everywhere. And when you fully accept and are okay with everything going on in your world, then you have fully accepted and surrendered to who you are. And you have fully accepted and surrendered to life, to love, to source. And the only thing you can be at that point is love itself. For again, love is all there is. Again, another quotation from Ernest Holmes. He wrote an essay called The Great Surrender. You have to lose your fear if you wish to find love. You have to let go of everything that is unkind if you wish to discover kindness. You even have to surrender hate if you wish to discover love. Of course, there are some obstacles that we deal with in our life that disguise themselves as false insecurities, doubt, perceived lack of love, uncertainties, and of course, the big one I just mentioned, hate and fear. These are the things that take us away from our true self, from our true being, that challenge us to surrendering to love, that challenge us to surrendering to who we are. And so I say again, one of the greatest obstacles that we face every day in our lives is fear. We cannot fully surrender as long as we are expressing fear in our lives. Fear is a marker of separation. Fear is what separates us from source. And as we know that all is love, that all is God, that all is source, that we are all expressions of God, that we are all expressions of source, the invitation is for us to expand our understanding so that we can see the bigger idea and move away from fear, move past fear into something greater. And that something is love. And this applies to all aspects of our lives, not just when life is easy, but when we say that life is quote unquote hard, difficult, challenging. And there is nothing wrong with wanting to see and experience a greater life for ourselves and for those around us. But when we do so at the expense of others, when we believe we are better than or more deserving or cling to fear, we again are unable to express our true divine nature. Again, surrender. Surrender to life, surrender to source. Know that everything going on around you is life itself, is okay, and be okay with that. At the beginning of my talk then, I asked the question, well, how do we celebrate life every day? And the answer, very simple: surrender, accept, and be okay with everything that is going on in your life, and project yourself unto the world, not your false self, not the one that is fear, but your true self, the one of you that is love. A short story that I read in our Science of Mind notes that illustrates this concept beautifully, what I am talking about. It's a story called She Let Go, and it was written by the Reverend Sapphire Rose. I'm going to read this here to you. Have you heard this story?
No, the name Sapphire Rose.
Oh, okay. So yes, She Let Go, again, written by the Reverend Sapphire Rose. She let go without a thought or a word. She let go. She let go of all the fear. She let go of the judgment. She let go of the confluence of opinions swarming around her head. She let go of the committee of indecision within her. She let go of all the right reasons, wholly and completely, without hesitation or worry. She just let go. She didn't ask anyone for advice. She didn't read a book on how to let go, which Michael Singer's book, Surrender, is exactly on how to let go. She didn't search the scriptures. She just let go. She let go of all the memories that held her back. She let go of all the anxiety that kept her from moving forward. She let go of the planning and all of the calculations about how it should be and about how to do it right. She didn't promise to let go. She didn't promise anyone to let go. She didn't journal about it. She didn't write the projected date in her day timer. Oh, this is the day that I'm going to let go. She made no public announcement, nothing on social media, no ad in the paper. She didn't check the weather report, or she didn't read her daily horoscope either. But what she did do is she just let go. She didn't analyze or think about whether she should or should not let go and what the pros and cons might be. She didn't call her friends to discuss the matter. She did not do a 5-step spiritual mind treatment. She didn't call the 1-800 prayer line. She didn't utter one word. She just let go. No one was around when it happened. There was no applause or congratulations. No one thanked her or praised her. No one noticed a thing. Like a leaf falling from a tree, she just let go. Like a leaf falling from a tree, she just let go. There was no effort. There was no struggle. It wasn't good and it wasn't bad. It was what it was. And it was just that. And in the space of letting go, she let it all be. And suddenly, out of nowhere, a smile came over her face. A light breeze blew through her, and the sun and the moon shone forevermore. And so as I draw this talk today to a conclusion, I say this: go forth in earnest and celebrate your life every day. Not because it's a birthday, but because it is you and you are here living. January 28th, 2023, a day to celebrate. And because you are the wondrous living being of love, life, and health and happiness that you are, accept and know in your heart that all in your life is as is. And that's okay. And be okay right here, right now. And remember, it is merely the working of Source itself. And how could that not be okay? And from Science of Mind, as we lean into the idea of surrender, our call to arms becomes stronger. We hear each other's fears and are able to be a listening ear of support. We hear our own fears, let go of them, and become emboldened to live our best life. The life that we were born to live, that we were born to live. And the life that lives in service to the greater whole. Again, the life that lives in service to the greater whole. Go forth in your day, in your week, in your month, in your year, and be okay. Knowing that you're in the right place at the right time, and Source is there with you, in you, through you, as you, loving you every step of the way, because Source is who you are. And so it is.